A discussion was recently spurred in my Discord from one of my patrons who asked about subtle ways to express their submission around vanillas. In her case, her in-laws. So if you find yourself in a similar situation, whether it be entertaining relatives or living with unsuspecting roommates, here are 15 ways to express your kink around vanillas. 1. Take off your dominant's shoes or boots when they arrive home. Now again, all of these signs are very subtle, but subtle does not mean non-existent. That is a beautiful act of service. If your dominant has had a long day, tiring day, they've been out on their feet, or even not, they just have uncomfortable shoes on, whatever, that's a beautiful act of service to relieve them of that when they come home. A second idea for you could be to wash and massage your dominant's feet when they arrive home. So we take the shoes off, we give them a nice little foot bath and maybe a foot massage. That's a beautiful way to help your dominant shift into the headspace that they want to be around when they're home. They don't want to be stuck in work mode, right? So you as a submissive can offer that gift, kind of start helping them shift out of that work headspace. You could also offer your dominant frequent or daily massages. Now, I'm speaking from personal experience here. I love my frequent or daily massages. I love knowing that if I have some sort of knot or pain in my back, in my body, wherever, then that's going to be taken care of. There's relief to be found. And that's a beautiful way for me as the dominant to feel served, to feel cared for. Don't underestimate that, submissives. If you can facilitate your dominant resting and feeling relaxed, that's a beautiful, wonderful act of submission. Also, prepare a meal and serve it to your dominant when they arrive home. It is so wonderful. If I've had a long day, an exhausting day, I have not had a chance to cook, and I'm working, and then I come downstairs to a beautiful aromatic kitchen and a beautiful meal that I didn't have to think about and worry about, that instantly makes me feel very not only cared for, but very dominant. Like, yes, I have someone taking care of it for me so I can focus on other things. Have a fire lit and your dominant's favorite drink prepped when they arrive home. And this doesn't have to be alcoholic. It could be a wonderful cup of tea. But again, we're switching. We're helping our dominant switch into a place of rest. And I've said it before, happy dominants want to play. Rested dominants want to play. Stressed out, overwhelmed dominants want space. So if you want to facilitate this energy exchange, even around unsuspecting vanillas, that's a great way to do so. You could also place additional emphasis on manners. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am, etc. Or place additional emphasis on respectful gestures, such as holding a door open, pulling out their chair, standing when your dominant enters a room. You don't just have to be on your knees, submissives, to show your submission, especially around unsuspecting vanillas, those that you don't really want to share your lifestyle with. No one's going to bat an eye if you stand up when your dominant enters the room. They might go, wow, that's pretty formal, but it's not going to be translated into a kink context. That's just it's a very formal, respectful gesture. And that is where you can get a lot of play in. If you go back to more of the formal protocols of old, right, even in vanilla contexts, that's a great way to infuse that power exchange element into your everyday life around vanillas. But you could also sit or kneel on the floor at your dominant's feet. I've seen this happen in perfectly vanilla settings, at family events, whatever, where a couple, just due to a lack of space or whatnot, one half of the couple will just sit on the floor kind of snugged up to the other member of the couple, right? It's common. But if you know why you're kneeling, it's not a lack of space, it's not you're more comfortable on the floor, it's this is where I belong. You don't have to tell anyone that, but that can be a very active part of your decision-making process and what's keeping you sitting on the floor or kneeling at the floor near your dominant. Also, use code words as commands. That could be a really clever and fun and sneaky way to go about it. Or use hand signals as commands. So either code words or hand signals can be very effective as subtle ways of communicating. If you dominance, your submissive is saying something that you would rather them not say, they're kind of dropping some hints maybe that you don't want them to drop, rather than clearing your throat or, excuse me, no, shush, quiet, you can just give them a stern look from across the room and people probably won't even notice. But you know what's going on, and your submissive certainly knows what's going on. Anytime that you can facilitate that subtle, sneaky, hidden communication, so to speak, in either code words or hand signals, you'll be good to go. The use of subtle protocols can also be very effective, such as choosing your submissive's daily water intake, that they have to drink a certain amount of water a day, or choose their meals, choose their food, etc. Subtle rituals, subtle little protocols. You can also, dominance, have your submissive wear a choker necklace as a day collar. So you can get a very discreet day collar, and if you would like to use that, that's wonderful. If you already use that, that's wonderful. But if not, and you would like to infuse this subtle sign of submission, then just choosing a choker necklace. Everyone else thinks it's just a choker necklace. You know what it is. You know what it signifies. And every time you put that on your submissive, maybe in the morning before you go to work, before you greet everyone else in the house, that special moment together where you both know exactly what's going on, and your submissive will be seen by those relatives, by those vanilla roommates, whatever, and they'll notice it. But you and your submissive know the truth behind it. And that's very, very powerful in keeping that kinky connection alive. Dominant, you can also choose your submissive's daily outfits. Now, this is something that I personally love doing with my submissive because she cannot dress herself. And it's something that I love, I enjoy, and she prefers it. And it's a beautiful part of just a daily ritual, is that's a place of care, that's a place of authority, that's a place of wanted control, wanted influence, desired control. So if you dominants do the same thing, then again, it serves kind of like the choker necklace or the day collar, where everyone is seeing the outfit, but you and your submissive know that that was chosen specifically for them by you, and it was a very mindful decision. And when they wear that outfit, they know that they are representing you, dominant, in the way that you desire. Very powerful. Dominance, you can also choose some special lingerie if you have a female submissive and have them wear it under their clothing. So rather than that just plain, simple black cotton pair of panties and a bra, it's something really luscious and decadent underneath what they're going out in public in or what they're around the house in. And so you know what's on their body, dominance. You know what you're going to unwrap later in the privacy of your own bedroom or whatnot. But right now, it's this beautiful, luscious secret between you and your submissive. And finally, you can always use insertables or hidden toys, such as an anal plug or Kegel balls, nipple clamps, etc. Any way to physically stimulate your submissive that no one else can see and no one else knows about, that's the key. Because it will keep them locked into that space with you in mind, focusing on you and focusing on the sensations that are going through their body. And it's a very, very powerful tool. It would almost make them forget or not even care that they're around vanillas because they're focusing so much on that physical sensation. It's very, very grounding. It can be very incredibly grounding. So I hope these ideas encourage you and your kinky partners to continue to play and connect, even if you have to be a little sneakier about your lifestyle in some situations. And if you did find this content helpful, hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Click that notification bell so you'll never miss a post, and comment below with any questions you would like me to answer in an upcoming video.